Hi, I'm Vince. Welcome back to Metanoia, the rock concert series, which follows the journey of conversion of Simon, also known as Peter, the rock upon whom Jesus built his church. This is episode 6. In the previous episode, Simon Peter, together with James and John, had a mountaintop experience. They were given a glimpse of heaven, but the experience did not last. When it was over, they went down the mountain and resumed their journey to Jerusalem. Their entry into the city was a triumphant one. A great crowd joyfully welcomed Jesus. But things immediately went downhill from there. They came to the temple and Jesus overturned tables and drove out both sellers and buyers, provoking the ire of the religious leaders. Tension was building up. Simon Peter was on high alert. He felt that the day of reckoning was near. So what did he do? He bought a sword. Then it was time for the Passover meal. During the meal, Jesus dropped a bombshell. One of you will betray me. Simon Peter's reaction was instant. Surely not me, he said. When the meal was over, they made their way to the Mount of Olives, and Jesus dropped another bombshell. You will all fall away from me tonight. Again, Simon Peter's reaction was instant. Even if all fall away from you, I will never fall away. The third bombshell was for him alone. Jesus said, "In truth, I tell you, this very night, before the cock crows, you will have disowned me 3 times. Simon Peter was adamant. Even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you. He was both offended and challenged by what Jesus had said. He was determined to prove him wrong. Jesus then asked Simon Peter, James, and John to accompany him while he prayed. As they walked, Simon Peter could sense the sadness in Jesus. But not just sadness. He could sense something else in Jesus that he had never seen before. Fear. Seeing him like this, Simon Peter resolved to protect Jesus against those who dared to hurt him. He would watch over Jesus tonight. But he did not see the anguish in the face of Jesus as he prayed. He did not see Jesus shedding tears and sweating blood. He did not see Jesus checking on them 3 times. Simon Peter did not witness any of it because he was asleep. He did not hear Jesus say to him, "So you had not the strength to stay awake with me for 1 hour? Stay awake and pray not to be put to the test. The spirit is willing enough, but human nature is weak." Peter was more than willing, but Simon was weak. The sudden noise jolted him awake. He opened his eyes and saw a large group of men surrounding Jesus. Immediately springing into action, he drew his sword and struck the one nearest him, cutting off his ear. Jesus said to him, "Put your sword back in the scabbard. Am I not to drink the cup that the Father has given me?" Simon Peter couldn't believe it. Jesus was surrendering to these men. At that moment, he felt there was no other choice left. So he ran away, and the others followed him. He had not gone far when he came to his senses. Changing his mind, he immediately turned back, determined to prove his loyalty to Jesus.
They seized Jesus then and led him away, and they took him to the high priest's house. Simon Peter followed at a distance. They had lit a fire in the middle of the courtyard, and Simon Peter sat among them. And as he was sitting there by the blaze, a servant girl saw him, peered at him, and said, "This man was with him too." But he denied it. "Woman, I do not know him," he said. Shortly afterwards, someone else saw him and said, "You are one of them too." But Simon Peter replied, "I am not, my friend." About an hour later, another man insisted, saying, "This fellow was certainly with him. Why, he is a Galilean." Simon Peter said, "My friend, I do not know what you are talking about." At that instant, while he was still speaking, the cock crowed, and the Lord turned and looked straight at Simon Peter. And Simon Peter remembered the Lord's words when he said to him, "Before the cock crows today, you will have disowned me 3 times." And he went outside and wept bitterly.
Simon Peter had 3 chances to make a stand for Jesus, but he blew all of them. The first question probably just caught him by surprise, and he answered on impulse. But when confronted again, he chose to maintain the lie. Not just once, but twice. How could he have fallen this far? For what it's worth, it was not lack of love, but lack of courage that made him fail Jesus this way. His fear overshadowed his love. And now he was hiding in the shadow his fear had cast. He did not see Jesus carry his cross. He did not see the anguish in the face of Jesus as he was crucified on it. He did not see Jesus breathe his last. Simon Peter did not witness any of it because he was hiding, drowning in his sorrow and guilt. He could still picture the courtyard in his mind. He could still hear the cock crowing. He could still see Jesus looking directly at him. There was no judgment in his eyes, only love. Remembering that moment, Simon Peter's heart dropped to the pit of his stomach. And for the first time in 3 years, he didn't know what to do.
So you ran away, your faith and courage waning. So you couldn't stay, your heart and strength failing. You went into hiding, all your resolve fading. With every denial, you grew more distant from me. Don't turn your eyes away from mine. Feel the sorrow you see on my face. Don't close the door of your heart to mine. Mercy and saving grace. Let your remorse lead you to return. And begin once more from mistakes you learn. Recover from the fall, get back on your feet again. Rediscover the call, my door is still open. Don't turn your eyes away from mine. Feel the sorrow you see on my face. Don't close the door of your heart to mine. Mercy and saving grace. Though you leave your place and your faith be shaken, my love will stay. My word won't be broken. Don't let your hope be killed. Repent, return, rebuild. Don't turn your eyes away from mine. Don't close the door of your heart and your mind. Repent, return, rebuild. Don't turn your eyes away from mine. Feel the sorrow you see on my face. Don't close the door of your heart to mine. Mercy and saving grace.
If I were you, I would tune in the next week as we continue to dive deeper into Simon Peter's journey. For those who missed our previous episodes, check out our Living Hope Facebook and YouTube pages. As always, feel free to share this video with your family and friends so they can journey along with us. See you in the next episode!